Okay, friends, so that is actually my mirror, but I've covered it up because, it does reflect my bedroom, and I'd like to not dox myself and give myself my privacy. But so that is my mirror. It does have the vanity or the like Hollywood style vanity lights on it, the little round bulbs. This over here is my empties container with a mirror and my headband. And then all of this over here is my nighttime skincare, daily use skincare, and a couple little random lip products going on. And then this tower over here is my body care backups, which we'll talk about that in a minute. And then the top two drawers are my palettes. So we'll go through that tower eventually too, but I just kind of wanted to show you what I have going on for some inspiration and ideas and whatnot, but we'll go ahead and dig into the Alex drawers now. Okay, my top drawer is my lip products, and as you are seeing, it is very full. It is overwhelming, but you know what? Lip products are my absolute favorite part of makeup except for eyeshadow, and I just always have something on my lips. So this drawer, even though it's overflowing and very full and I should not be buying any more lip products, I just can't help it. I love them so much. But so in this section here, this is all like squeezy tube style lip balms, lip tinted lip products, but it's all the squeezy tube styles. This one right here is more of like the doe foot balm area. These lip masks are here just because I don't have any room anywhere else. And then lip liners here. These are the clicky style. There's a couple of balms or doe foots in here because they're tinted, so they're not balmy, so they won't fit here. But these are the clicky styles or ones I want to focus and work on due to age. And then a couple more lip masks from Laneige. The green one is my favorite. I'm so tempted to buy a backup of this just in case, but looking at this drawer, I'm thinking I shouldn't, but this is by far my absolute favorite. I am terrified that they're going to stop selling that before I run out. And then these are actual like chapstick style and a couple lip oils. And then some more lipstick style products in the back here. They're back there because I don't actually use them very often. So they're kind of tucked in the back. Next drawer here. These are, I kind of like organize my drawers in the order that I do my makeup. This drawer is pretty empty because I just don't have a lot of these types of products, but these are tools. I have tape in here. I've learned that tape actually helps a lot with getting rid of hard pan and palettes. So I keep that up there as a tool. And then I have tweezers and my eyebrow scissors for trimming day. Primers, as in eyeshadow primers. And then you can see here, I have mascaras, but there's only one in here because I do have an everyday makeup bag that I have, and my other mascaras are in that one. So I'll show you that at the end. Here is all of my eyeliners. I've definitely overdone it on the eyeliners, but they're so fun. I can't help it. And then face primers. I'm working through these. I'm very excited. I'm down to just this much, so that's pretty exciting for me. And then the third drawer is all of like your base products. So I have a couple of primers back here. Setting powders or setting sprays is what I meant, not primers, setting sprays. This is my highlighter. I don't actually count this in my highlighter inventory because I don't use it. I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan, so I kind of purchased it out of nostalgia. They're not fantastic, but I can't bring myself to get rid of them because of the packaging and what I went through to find them. So I just don't count them in my regular inventory. I use them occasionally, but same thing with this SPF setting spray. It was part of that Jurassic Park collection, but I don't count it as my inventory, and I do think it's actually gone. So I probably should double check that and put it away. This section is bronzers. We're going to go through each item individually here. I'm just kind of showing you my setup. This is blush, color correctors. I know this is a foundation. This is my concealer drawer, and I did pick this up because I have two concealers that are almost gone. I'm so excited to try this. But I know this is a foundation, but she can't fit into the foundation bucket and close because she's too tall. The drawer won't close. So actually just lay her down. And then these are my foundations here. As you can see, blush and foundation are a little out of control. And then the last two drawers really aren't bad at all. This is backup and miscellaneous, so it's more organizing stuff, skincare remover pads, some backups and samples, um, backups that I've purchased. So I keep those in here for when I'm ready to use them. And then the very last drawer doesn't have any makeup in it. It's just empty boxes, refills, extra mirrors, etc. Okay, so coming over to my little tower over here now. First drawer is my higher end palettes, more expensive palettes. So we'll go through them one by one, but I'm just kind of giving you a quick glance in there to see. I really like how tall these drawers are, so my taller palettes fit in them. Second drawer is more affordable palettes. So, and minis and empty palettes that I keep singles in. Some eyeshadow sticks in there. This drawer actually doesn't really have anything. It has a couple organizers, lids. These are like my archived products, some more Jurassic Park collection. It's pretty empty. I just kind of keep extras in there. And when I declutter items, they actually go in that drawer until I'm ready to get rid of them. This is my body care drawer. I actually just finished my Laneige toner. So this is the refill, but I'm actually working through another toner. So I'm going to wait until I finish that. I'm almost out of my makeup remover, and so I bought this to try next. I'm really excited. But then I just have some body washes and scrubs. Now, to be fully transparent, I got all of these as gifts for either Christmas, my birthday, Mother's Day, so I didn't actually purchase all of these myself, but I am working through them, so I'm not allowing myself to buy any body care items until I'm completely gone and empty. And then there's some skincare refills. I stocked up on this bubble one right here because it is my favorite SPF so far, and I find it frequently out of stock in places, and I saw it in stock, so I did buy an extra even though I have one open, but it doesn't expire until 2027. I will absolutely use it way before then. My Glow Recipe toner that I've repurchased, my ordinary glycolic acid I've repurchased, and of course, just like my regular skincare stuff, that I'm almost out of. I always repurchase the backup of my skincare when I am at the like 1/4 from being empty mark. And then this is actually a massive tub, but I have a smaller size on my desk. Let me grab that. This is the mini. I actually keep it like right here, and this is what I pull from. So I bought this as a travel size to try the product and loved it. And then I went back and bought the big size because this is only like 12 bucks, I think. So what I do is when this little guy runs out, I will scoop from here and put into there with a clean spoon. And that just keeps it on my desk, but like refillable too. So that's why I have a couple of those. And she just kind of sits over here. We'll go over that in a second. And then last but not least, this drawer right here, this is just miscellaneous like nail polish. I do like to have these on hand to clean up messes. You can see a bigger pack of that down there. Cotton pads, Q-tips, makeup remover, bags for my trash can. So yeah, not really makeup related, but makeup adjacent, I guess. So I thought I'd just give you a quick little visual here. So there's that Pond's right there. These are eye care products. And then this is my nighttime moisturizer, serums, lip masks for the season, and all my toners back there. Okay, so I thought we would go through foundations first so you can see all the foundations I do have. Now, quick disclaimer, there might be a couple products of each makeup category missing because they're actually in my everyday makeup bag right now, and we will do that one at the end. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with this one. This is the Makeup Forever skin tint. I think, oh, Super Boost. There it is, a Super Boost skin tint. I actually really love this product, and you can see I'm about halfway done with it already. Oh, maybe you can't. But I'm about halfway done with this product. I really, really like this. I will probably repurchase it once I allow myself to start repurchasing some new foundations. This is actually a fantastic product. It makes my skin look so clean and glowy and healthy. I was just really surprised by this one, and I really love it. So next up here, we have the Fenty Beauty. This is the Pro Soft Lit. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the Soft Lit. I I do have a warm yellow undertone, and this is in the shade 140. I think I forgot to tell you, this was shade 03. This sticker was actually on the bottom, which to me didn't make any sense because this is an accordion thing. You have to push this, so this little button was never going to stay on there properly. So I actually moved it to the top of the lid, and I think it's kind of cute there. But yeah, so this is another one of the oldest ones in my collection. I feel like I really need to start panning this one really soon, as soon as I finish my current Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator, which you'll see in a minute. But I like this one a lot. It is a perfect color match to my skin tone. It's just not the best formula for me, but I do really like it. Next up here, we have the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I wear the shade 1W1 Bone. This is a full coverage beat. I typically find myself only wearing this in the summer when my makeup is melting off my face. I do live in a humid climate or humid in the summer. So this will be one I wear more in the summertime. I have not worn it at all this winter. Just because I don't need my makeup to stay in place right now. I just need my skin to be hydrated. And this is somewhat drying on my dry skin tone or skin type. So she's cool. I'm glad to have her in my collection, but she's just not a top contender for me at this current point in time. I do have the Fenty Eavesdrop stick. I've made quite a good dent in her. There's not a ton of product left here. I love this foundation stick. It's quick, it's easy, she blends beautifully, she performs well, she makes my skin look really nice and healthy. I should probably work on panning her as well. I've had her since the release, so she's kind of old. So, but I really, really like this, and this is one I would repurchase, and I have shade 3. Drugstore option that I really enjoy, the L'Oreal True Match. This is the shade W 2.5. It is a little dark for me in the winter, so that's why I haven't used it at all this winter. This is definitely my summer shade, but she's fine. She performs well, lasts well. You can see I've used about half of it at this point, so I might try and work on panning her this summer. I do have the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I do have it in 2 shades. I was in my neutral undertone crisis, so I bought them in neutral undertones. I have 13 fair neutral and 21 light neutral. Thankfully for me, their neutral shades run really warm and really yellow. So these actually work for me, but I am in between these 2 shades, so I do have to mix them when I use it. Not a big deal to me, but that's why I have 2 of them. Another one that I have 2 of is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Foundation Balm. I have shade Fair 4 and Light 6. Light 6 is too dark for me in the winter, so this is my winter shade and this is my summer shade. I don't know why I bought that, mainly because I think it's too hard to correct a foundation stick depth, but they are different enough that having them both in my collection is logical, I guess you could say. But yeah, I really like these. I like the Fenty ones better, if I'm being totally honest, but these are really good. I had some FOMO when I bought these, so that's kind of why I have them. But again, happy to have them in my collection. They are really nice. This was a FOMO purchase, if I'm being totally honest, but I don't regret it. It is a really lovely foundation, and when I use the right skincare, this actually looks phenomenal on me. It took me an eternity to find my shade match. The undertones are backwards, in my personal opinion. So I actually have shade, what is this? 100 light neutral. Again, this is another one where some of the more neutral shades run warmish yellow. So I was able to get away with it. They're cool tone, labeled cool tone foundations are where I was trying to find it. You have to trust me. This was a nightmare to find, but when I finally found it, I was really excited. So this is actually a really great match for me. And again, shade 100 light neutral, but I like this foundation. It's really nice. It has great longevity, performs well on my skin. Like I said, I do have to make sure I prep properly when I wear this foundation, but yeah, I like it. I don't know that I'll repurchase, but I'm glad to have it. This is one that I actually just used a couple days ago. This is the Makeup Forever HD oh my gosh, the Makeup Forever HD Skin Hydra Glow. I love this. It looks a lot darker coming out of the tube than it should. I have shade 1Y08. It is described as a fair to light with warm yellow undertones. When you first pump this out, it does not look like it's going to be like fair to light. Like, look how deep and dark that is. Holy crapoly, not okay. Way too dark. But oddly enough, like, look how dark that is. But look, it oxidizes really light. So it actually does work for me. But the product itself is fantastic. I really like the way this wears. I'm kind of realizing I really like Makeup Forever base products. So I'm gonna have to keep that in mind when it comes time to repurchase. This, the label has worn off almost completely. This is the About Face Their Performer, and I really like this. This was when I was trying to pan there for a hot minute, but I'll be honest, this doe foot application drives me bonkers, but the formula is fantastic. So I go through phases of let's use it, let's not, let's use it, let's not. So it is one of my older foundations. I do need to finish it. There's not much left, or at least there shouldn't be as much as I've used it, but that doe foot really turns me off from using this. It's annoying, it's messy, I don't like it. So I'm really having some conflicting concerns about finishing this one, so we'll have to see. This is the Forever Hydra Nude Dior foundation. I like this one. I like it, don't love it. I did finish my Dior Forever Skin Glow, which I loved, but this one, you can see I've got some good use on it. It's thicker and moussier than I expected it to be, which is kind of odd. And it is in 1N, which, as I've said, I'm a warm undertone, but the 1N, I don't know, like, it said that this is supposed to focus on everybody in this skin level depth. It does. That's the weirdest thing. I don't know. Like, so even though I'm a warm undertone and this says it's a neutral undertone, it does work for me. And my friend who is a cool undertone also got this one and it works for her. I don't know how they did that. It's interesting. The bottle's really pretty. I like this cream color that matches the font. It's very luxe. It's nice. Will I repurchase it? Probably not. It is, like I said, it's a moussey texture and I'm not the biggest fan of that, but she does wear nice. And last but not least in this category is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Gel Tint. I have it in shade 4. It's a little dark for me, but they actually don't have a shade that's a perfect match for me, but I love this. I know the cap is messy, but I think they did a fantastic job with this formula. This is another one that kind of like the Super Boost Skin Tint from Makeup Forever. This makes my skin look glowy and healthy and hydrated, and I feel and look so nice when I use this. Let's go ahead and talk concealers. I don't have too many of these, and these all kind of have like a very specific purpose in my collection. This is the Mega Last Incognito from Wet n Wild. I will almost always guarantee to have this in my collection. It is amazing on the under eye. It's not too heavy, but it is full coverage. This particular one is super old, so I actually don't count it in my rotation. I really need to replace it, but right now I'm just kind of using it as a spot concealer. But I almost can guarantee I will always have this in my collection. And then I have the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. This one I also have mixed feelings and reviews on. I think it's a fantastic spot corrector, or if I just want to like correct a few things on my face before I run out the door and I'm not using foundation, this will be the one that I use, but she's too heavy on my under eye. I cannot and will not use it on my under eye. So this is going to take a lot longer to use up. So it's a perfect skin tone match, which I love, but like I said, it's just too heavy for my under eyes, so this is gonna take a while to get through. And then I have the one size, let's see, what is this one called? Turn Up the Base. This one, I got a sample of and in one of my Sephora orders, and I freaking loved it, and then this went on a crazy discounted sale one day at Sephora, so I did pick it up. It's different than the sample I received. I don't know what the difference is. I compared it to make sure it was the exact same product. It is, but for some reason the sample performed differently than this does. So I'm glad I got this on a super sale, because I would have been pretty ticked off if I paid full price for this. She is fuller coverage as well. She's just darker, again, than what the sample showed. And I made sure I got the same color, and I did. So I don't know what happened there. But she's gonna be treated the same way the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer is, in that it's a spot concealer, which I am needing right now, so that's what she'll be used for. Too heavy and too dark for my under eyes. So I'm glad I didn't pay full price. I thought about returning it, but again, great spot concealer, so that's what I'll use it for. And then I did pick up the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Concealer. As you can see, it's still in its original package. I haven't opened it yet. Oh, I forgot to tell you, in the one size I got shade light 3N, because it does run very yellow, but it's a little too dark. But this one I know is going to be the right shade because I actually shade matched myself in store at Ulta, and this is the shade 15 Fair Warm. It's actually perfect. It's just slightly lighter than my skin tone, so that's great for the under eyes. I haven't tried it though, obviously, because it's still in its original packaging. I actually ended up picking this up because I don't have Amazon Prime and I needed to order something on Amazon, and what I was ordering, the shipping was going to be like $8.99 and this product was $5, but with this purchase it qualified for free shipping. So by buying this, I actually saved myself $3. Girl math, right? So that's how I ended up picking this up. Okay, so these are my color correctors. I almost always have a green color corrector because any of my neutral leaning foundations or concealers, I can color correct those with a green color corrector to make them work for me, because usually if it's neutral and not warm leaning, then it will actually pull really pinky peach on my skin. And rather than tossing the product, I'm trying to make it work for me. And these are only $3. So I actually just finished one of these. So I repurchased another one because I don't want to be without it based on some of the undertones in my concealers and foundations that I need to correct. And then I do have this blue one for the really, really orangey shades, because I do have a warm yellow undertone, but a lot of shades will turn orange on me if it's too strong, too like the warmth is too warm. It's warming if you're following me. So I do keep the blue on hand. I very rarely use it, but there are days I definitely need it. Like I said, at $3, that's hard to beat. And then I do have my LA Girl Pro Color Foundation Mixing Pigment. So these, I kind of forgot I had this, to be perfectly honest with you. So I may start using this with the foundations that might be like a summer shade and I want to use them in the winter. But this is really great to have on hand to lighten up the foundations without altering the chemistry of the foundation. Setting sprays. I do have the Milani full-size setting spray, but it is downstairs, so you're gonna have to just trust me that I have it. But I got these as a gift from a friend for Christmas. This is the Ulta Beauty Dewy Glaze Setting Spray. I have used it once. It's actually really lovely. I didn't really test like the transfer component and aspect of it, but it is really hydrating and it did kind of lock my makeup in. So like I said, I've only used it once, but it was impressive. So I do look forward to using this once my Milani is gone. And then I have this one. This one is pretty controversial from what I'm hearing and seeing. I tried this once. My friend got this for me because my makeup transfers really bad on my winter coats. She's like, girl, you got to do something about that. So she picked this one up for me, and I know that a lot of people don't like it. It smells like hairspray. It feels like hairspray, but I actually really enjoy this. It does its job. It does not transfer on my coats, on my scarves. So I love that. But you know, I really expected this to make my skin feel really dry and really tight. I've used this twice. I think I said I've used it once, but I lied. I've used it twice. The first time I did a really, really heavy, thick layer, and it did, in fact, make my skin feel kind of dry and tight. But the second time I used it, I did a lot less. I did a very quick coat and it still did its job, but it did not leave that dry and tightness feeling. So I think it's a matter of how much you're using. And from my second experience with this, you really don't need to use much of it. So yeah, I really like this. I do see myself repurchasing more of this. Okay, so some powders here. I have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent. I use this when my makeup is really tacky because it's a little too dewy. I will put this on a super duper fluffy brush and just run it across my face super gently just to get rid of the tackiness. I don't set my makeup because I have very, very dry skin, and most powders just make me really cringe and dry and cakey looking. So I don't really like to use powders often, which, looking at this, why do I have so many? I don't know. But I do like this for those really broad coverage just to get rid of that tacky base. And there's really not a whole lot left. I mean, I've had this for eternity because, like I said, I don't use it too often, but there's not a whole lot left. So hopefully we'll have an empty maybe before the end of the year with this one. Here's another one that I use it for the exact same concept, but also I bought it for the IP, Nightmare Before Christmas. I've been a fan of it since it originally came out. I think I was like 2 or 3 years old. But yeah, she did come to me a little broken, which really is devastating. But it just kind of shows like how fragile it is. But this is another great one to just very lightly coat the face. Or if I have a really dewy concealer under my under eye or it just looks a little too dewy, I will use like a pressed powder or a powder puff and press it in those areas, but that's pretty rare. I got it mainly for the IP, if I'm being totally honest. Which we will not be doing anymore, Michaela. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. And then I have this Morphe one. This one's actually really beautiful as a finishing powder. It does give a slight highlight and slight sheen, which is really, really nice. I have it in the shade Sunrise, which is beige with balancing yellow. The yellow in my skin really complements the yellow, balancing yellows in this one. I really, really love this. I've made a good dent in it because I've worn off the symbol in the middle already. But yeah, I look forward to coming back to this one. I'm currently trying to work on finishing another powder. You'll see in a little bit, but yeah, I really enjoy this one. And then I have these Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powders. For a while there, I was on a powder foundation kick, which is extremely odd again because of extremely dry skin. But I've learned to kind of use these as a finishing powder instead now, and it's totally working. This is my, oh, come on. This is my summer shade, and as you can see, like she is just about gone. So I fully intend on finishing this summer, and this is more of my winter shade. She looks kind of untouched. To be honest, I kind of forgot about these. They were in the very back of my drawer, but I am going to pull this out and see if I can start using this. But again, I use these as finishing powders and not powder foundations. It works really nice, especially on a really light coverage foundation where I need a little bit more. This works great. Bronzers. I have this e.l.f. primer infused bronzer. It's funny because the back of the package says blush. That's so funny, but it's definitely a bronzer. I have had this for an eternity, years and years and years and years, and I still haven't hit pan. I can't even see the ring. It is great because it's extremely affordable, so it's really cost effective, but I really want to see some pan in this. I'm working with a different powder bronzer that I'm also trying to pan, so this will eventually come into play. But yeah, I've had her forever. I really like the shade. I really like the formula. I just really want to see pan already. This one is Milk Makeup in the shade Baked. I actually got this at TJ Maxx or Marshalls. I can't remember which one, but I really love this bronzer for traveling because it is so tiny. I don't have to worry about it breaking or busting. I like this a whole lot. It's not my favorite performing bronzer. They're actually in this pile, but it's super great to travel with. And if I'm being totally honest, every time I go into Marshalls and TJ Maxx, I look for the blush in this one. So that way, I mean, I don't travel a ton these days, but I do pack overnight bags often as I stay at family and friends' houses out here, mainly my parents, let's be so for real. But I really want to find the blush component to go with this, just to make traveling a little bit easier makeup-wise. The NYX Buttermilk Bronzer, I have the shade Buttercup. I really, really like this as a blonzer shade. I love blonzers. I'm a sucker for blonzers, which is odd because I have so many blushes. So why don't I have more bronzers if I prefer those over blushes? I don't know. I have a problem, clearly. But I do really like this as a blonzer, and so I like to use this particular one on less makeup days. I don't do no makeup days. Like if I'm going to put makeup on, you're going to know it because that took some time. But I do like this as like a more convenient, quicker way to get my look put together. She pigmented though. She pigmented. These are some of my favorite bronzing sticks. This one is the Morphe Sudden Heat, and I have it in the shade Flicker, which I think is their lightest shade. But I really like this. It is a smaller component, which is really nice. I wonder, I mean, it's really not that much bigger. Yeah, but, I do really like this formula. It goes on really easy. I swipe it directly on my face. I don't use a brush. I just swipe it directly on my face and then tap it out with a brush. But, I really think this is a fantastic formula. Morphe did a great job with this one. I'd like to see a blush version of these. Not that I could purchase it right now, but, I think that would be a lot of fun. But I really like this. Blends easily, performs, lasts all day, don't need to set it. It's great. And all that applies to this one as well. This is the LYS in No Limits, and I got it in the shade Hope. I really like this one. She is so messy. I like the triangle tip though. It's pretty fun, but I've made quite a dent in her as I keep, there we go. Like comparing this to a new one, I've made a decent dent, which I'm super excited about. I'd like to make her kind of like a focus one. Um, oh no. Oh, I was going the wrong way. Woo, that kind of scared me. I shouldn't do that. But I like this triangle component. It's a whole lot of fun, but same concept. It's not too orange. It blends really super easily, performs, lasts all day. I really like her. All right, blush category. Woo! This is where I'm a little overboard, so this is why I'm on a no buy for blush. Let's just go ahead and kind of start over here. Again, this was part of the IP. This is the Wet n Wild Nightmare Before Christmas collection. Believe it or not, this orange shade is my favorite one. I really love orange blush. It complements my undertone really nicely. This one's actually pretty nice too. It's like an orangey red, so it's a little more of like an everyday wear. This purple one, I'm going to be honest, I tried once and it scared the crap out of me. Purple is just not pretty on my yellow undertone. It turns ashy. So I'm learning purples are not the best shade for me. Um, but again, this was an IP purchase. Unfortunately, the lettering and the packaging is kind of coming apart and I'm not loving that. I'm seriously considering setting these aside as part of like my makeup capsule and taking them out of the rotation to preserve the images on them. But I also really like the formula in them. So I'm really kind of back and forth on what I want to do with that. But these are the shades On Lockdown, Barrel of Scares, and Shock Value. I do believe these are obviously, the names have been changed to fit the IP, but I do believe these are regular shades in their collection, if I remember correctly. This one is Profusion. This is one of my oldest ones. This is called It's a Vibe. It used to look like a carnival ticket. As you can see, the packaging, the letters have all worn off. This is the only thing left. It used to be really cute, but it is a blush trio. It has 3 blushes that really just complement my undertone really well. This is an orangey one, this is an orangey red, and this is more of like an orangey based mauve. So it is an orange blush palette in my opinion. But I've been using this every summer and fall for years. I really love the formula. It's the perfect level of pigment in my opinion. I don't think I'll ever hit pan in these before they go bad. There's so much product here. But don't sleep on Profusion. Profusion's really, really great. I do have this e.l.f. blush. It used to be a blush highlighter duo, and I can't even tell you the shade because it's been scratched off here. Oh no, there it is. Lychee. I can't pronounce that word. But I've gone back and forth on whether to keep or declutter this. It's one of those that every time I actually put it on my skin, it looks fantastic and really pretty. But it's not one I think about. It's not one I gravitate toward. So, and it's been busted and I've repressed it twice already. I hated the highlight shade. So when it busted, I just took it all out. Yeah, like I said, I just don't know about this one. So it may or may not be decluttered if I can't get myself to use it more often. This is the IT Cosmetics Glow with Confidence Sun Blush. I have it in the shade 20 Sun Blossom. Do you see how much product is in here? Holy crap. There is so much product in here. This is kind of a deeper pot. I mean, granted, it's like a little pot inside of this harder glass pot, which isn't unusual for a component like this. But as pigmented as this is going to last forever because she's pigmented, so you just need to use the tiniest bit, but I do like the formula. My only beef with this one is it's not long lasting. I do have to set it with a powder in order to get it to last most of the day. So that kind of sucks, especially for how expensive it is. But it is a really pretty like peachy pinky color. Really nice in the spring and summer. It definitely gives that sunburnt look. I won't repurchase, but I will definitely use it up. This is brand new to my collection. It was a Christmas gift. This is from About Face, and it's Blush Rush. It is a liquid blush, but it's moussey. It's yeah, moussey. Moussey is the texture of it. I don't know how well the camera is going to pick up the moussey component of this, but it actually also kind of stains a little bit too. And as you can see, she's extremely pigmented, but she blends out so easily, and she does leave behind a little bit of a stain, which means the longevity is incredible. See, now I'm kind of stained right there, but I've only used this like 3 times because it's winter when I got this, but I do really love orange blush, as I've said 100 times. See, I'm stained now, but I kind of like that it stains a little bit. It has longer longevity, but I look forward to using this a lot during the spring and summer and fall. I vibe on orange. This was a FOMO purchase. I'm just going to be so for real. This is the Rode Pocket Blush, and I got it in the shade Toasted Teddy. I bought it in the fall. I was looking for more fall tone blushes because, again, I have a lot of orange, and that's more springy summer in my opinion. So I did get Toasted Teddy, and she is really, really pretty. But in my opinion, there's nothing like stand out about it. It's just okay. I don't know if I will repurchase anymore. I mean, obviously with my current collection, I'm not going to, but if I ever come into the ability to buy blush again, I don't think it's going to be this one. It's just okay. Again, longevity is a problem unless I set it, and we've talked about it. I don't love setting blushes because it's powder in my skin and blah, blah, blah. So a big surprise to me that I end up loving are these e.l.f. What were these called? Sheer For It blush tints. I have the shade Orange Crush and Coca-Cola, I think. I can't read that bottom. These are fantastic, and it's kind of hard to see from this angle, but I've used quite a bit of this orange one. I need to dip more into this, but I love a stain underneath ones that don't necessarily last a long time. So I did use the Coca-Cola under the Toasted Teddy from Rode, and that was a great combination. I suppose I could do that more with some of these other ones that fade, but these actually surprised me. I really like these a whole lot. They're going to last forever though. The amount of liquid in here, and it only takes a couple dots. They're pretty pigmented, long lasting because it's a stain, but these are really lovely. I do still have 2 Wet n Wild blushes. I keep decluttering, bringing them back, decluttering, bringing them back because one, they're powders. And as we've said 100 times at this point, I don't always love using a powder blush, but this shade, this Naked Brown, is just such a lovely bronzer shade. I do love a bronzer. So, and I love the way it looks when I use it. I don't know why I don't gravitate more toward it. They're super affordable, which is really nice, but the shade is gorgeous. So I need to make myself use these more often and make a final choice. And then the other shade I have is Mellow Wine. This is a really pretty brown-based red. I am not a pinky, or I should say, I do use pink blush, but not near as often as I should. I definitely lean more in the brown categories, or more neutral in the blush component, peaches, oranges. So this one's a good one when I need a pinkier leaning. I just need to use it more. I need to use it more. Speaking of powder, this is one of the few powder blushes that I really, really love. Tower 28. I actually have 4 of these. 2 of them are in my makeup bag right now. Again, you'll see that later. But these 2 shades are Samo Spritzer and Long Beach Iced Tea. These are so blurring, lightweight, impactful on my skin without drying me out. And I just think the packaging on these is just super, super cute. I am definitely a sucker for these Tower 28 blushes. You can definitely see I've used Long Beach Iced Tea a heck of a lot. I mean, I've worn off the little symbol on the inside, but these are one of the few blushes I've experienced where it actually does blur, it does set. I do like to put these over some of my cream products, but these are just really fantastic on my skin, non-drying. They're beautiful. I can't buy any more blush as I'm on a no buy for blush, but I really love these Tower 28 ones. They're fantastic. All right, so we're down to just 4 here. Last powder blush that I have is the House Labs. This is Pomelo Peach. I really like House Labs products, and this was a FOMO purchase. Don't regret it. It's beautiful. And again, it's that peachy orangey tone that I really like. This is going to be beautiful in the spring, which I'm really looking forward to spring colors. I'm done with winter shades. But yeah, this one's fine. It doesn't stand out in my opinion. I would rather use the Tower 28 blushes, but this is a nice one and I'm glad to have it in my collection. And the last of the cream, this was the ColourPop and Shrek. I bought the palette and this. I really, really love ColourPop blushes, but for some reason, this is the only one I own. I don't know what's happened to my other ones over the years, but this was the shade Fairy Tale Things. Yeah, as you can see, it totally fits my vibe, my color story, my preference. The formula is great. Longevity, not super fantastic. I do have to set it to get it to last all day, but this was fun. And then last but not least, I have two more House Labs blushes, and these are the color infused, right? What is that what they're called? Color Fused Glassy Blush Balm. And I have Glassy Ginger and Glassy Cayenne. Glassy Ginger was the first one that I bought, and I really like this formula. This one does last all day for me, no fading or anything like that. This is a more neutral leaning blush on me. It looks a little pinky here, but it is more neutral leaning. Kind of gives that bronzer effect, which I think is the point of these shades. But when I bought this one, it was in the fall, and I wanted a more red toned cream blush. So I did pick this one up. Again, Glassy Cayenne, so it does have more of a reddish undertone. Mascaras. This is the only one I have in my drawers. This is the Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara. I haven't tried this specific one, the volume. I have the Curl in Volume, the pink one, in my makeup bag right now. But it was a buy one, get one free, so I picked this one up to try it. I like the other ones I've tried, so I look forward to trying this. But that's my only mascara right now, other than what's in my current makeup bag. So and my backups. Yeah, so there's that one. And then eye primers, except for what's in my makeup bag. Again, of course, I do have this e.l.f. one. These are really old. I'll be honest, I probably should declutter this, but it's still working and it's still good. So I have that one. And then this one is actually a concealer. You saw this earlier, but this is a shade that I originally bought that was way too light. So I actually like using this on my lids when I have like a pastel look where I need the colors to be true and the colors are light and I need them to pop. So I'll actually use it for that purpose. And this is Juvia's Place in the shade Egypt. It's the Nubian Shadow Stick and it's the matte shade. I wanted this to be similar to like what the Sigma eye primer does, but for my skin tone, because I really want to try the Sigma eye primer, except it's always out of stock and I'm tired of chasing it down and I'm not paying $30 for an eyeshadow primer, but that's what I wanted this to be. And the few times I've tried it, it's almost too matte, and so it creases on my eyelids and then the shadows won't blend over them. So I need to experiment with this one. Yeah, I just need to play around with that one more. Current face primers. I have this little sample that I got in a birthday gift for the Smashbox Photo Finish. I've used it a couple times, but I really need to work on finishing this one up. This is the Wet n Wild Prime Focus Primer Serum. It's just basically like a hydrating primer. I've used a little bit of it. I thought about decluttering it, but I really like the smell. It is in fact hydrating, so I may hang on to it. We'll play more with it this summer. And then this is the Hard Candy Hydrating Primer. It is a little bit grippy, which I can appreciate. So I look forward to using this with humidity changes to see if it will help hold on some of my makeup. I didn't bother trying that this summer and I don't know why, but I look forward to trying that. But it is hydrating. I do like that component of it. The e.l.f. Power Grip, I hate sticky, grippy primers, like overly sticky, grippy primers. But I do have this for those days where my makeup is melting off my face. I'm going to try it. So this may not last long. And then last but not least, it's actually still wrapped up. I haven't even opened it yet. It is the Ulta Beauty Collection, the Soft Blur Face Primer. This came as like a gift with purchase. I look forward to trying this because it is pretty affordable. So if it ends up being a good blurring primer for my texture on my cheeks, that might be a repurchase. So I do look forward to trying this. Eyeliners. I'm a huge, huge fan of the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner. These last a very long time in a very watery waterline. My eyes water quite a bit due to dryness factors, which I know that sounds funny, but you're gonna have to just trust me that that's accurate. I'm not gonna talk about every single shade that I have. You can see it. The only ones that I have in here that are actually not ColourPop would be this one. This is CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus because I wanted to try doing winged eyeliner and that did not work out. But I still keep it around. The Wet n Wild, just the regular kohl liner in black. And I think the only other one is this one. This one's actually NYX, the retractable liner, because I really like this olivey shade and it was discounted at Walgreens and I literally paid, I think, 13 cents for it. So I thought you can't go wrong with that, right? It sucks. I'm going to be so honest here, it sucks. I kind of hate it, so I'm glad I only paid $13 for it. I'm really not sure why it's still in my collection, but like you saw that, it took nothing to fade it off. So yeah, I will say that probably my favorite two shades out of this whole lineup is Prance. I love this for winter looking eye looks, and this gives it the perfect little pop. So I think Prance and Wildcat are my favorite. You can tell because the writing is coming off of them, but this is the shade Wildcat. This just gives me like my hands, I just put lotion all over them, so it's not wanting to, there we go. But it gives this greenish gold metallic-y reflect, and it just makes me think of the Yucca palette from Natasha Denona. So yeah, definitely one of my favorites. And then Prance is just a really light blue, but this is my eyeliner collection. So if I'm being totally honest, I'm not going to go through my whole lip collection. You saw in the drawer that it's extremely overwhelming. And to be honest, when I do open the drawer, I do get a little overwhelmed, a little overstimulated. So I just kind of wanted to show you my favorite part of my lip collection. I do have a couple of the Summer Fridays minis from their Christmas set this year. I did finish one of them already. I have a Kulfi one here. I have a lot of ColourPop. There's a full-size Summer Fridays. I actually have the hot cocoa one over here too, but I'm using that one right now as we speak. I do have some Ulla Hendricksons in here. I do have some of those NYX smushies. I do have one of the CoverGirl Yummy Blurs. I did pick up the Burt's Bees Lip Milk. This is like a lotion for your lips. It's so crazy. I do have one of these Milk Makeup Balmades. I have mixed feelings on this one. Yeah, it's weird. That's why I only have one of them. I do have a couple SPF balms in here, like the Supergoop. This one's actually really great and smells super amazing. I do have a couple of Laneige, and I do have several lip products in my purse as well. I will say these Ulta lip quenches are really super good. They're very thick, but very hydrating, and they smell amazing. And I saw they have some new shades, and my brain kind of wigged out. These two are actually brand new to me. I haven't even tried them yet. These are the ESW Beauty. I have vanilla pumpkin smoothie and mocha coffee smoothie. These were a Christmas gift to me and I haven't tried them yet. I really need to because they look awesome and they smell super great. Cocoa Kind. I actually have the clear one on my key ring right now and it's just about gone. I get to replace it with one of these and one of my most underrated lip products. This is from the Dollar Tree. This is fantastic when nothing is fixing my lips. She's it. She's gonna fix it. I also have quite a few of the ColourPop ones, and then I think I only have two of the Fido Glow Lip Balms from Naturium. The formula is fantastic, but the component is not working because the formula, especially when it's cold, like it's cold in my room right now, which is where we're at, and I am squeezing this to death. Like, look how hard I had to squeeze to get that little bit of product out. The product itself is wonderful, but it's not worth that effort to get it out of the packaging. The tip, the dispenser part is too narrow for how thick the product inside of it is. But it's a great formula. I think these are the last two I have left. So like every week or so, I kind of go through here and pull out a couple that I want to use and try. I do kind of stay like seasonally driven. Like I probably won't use this one because it's banana until like spring and summer. Same with this one because it's citrusy. So that's just kind of how like my brain works. But I just kind of wanted to show you those real quick. And then I mentioned this also when we were looking at the storage, but these are my two full-size Laneige lip masks. I do have one mini one, which is the peppermint. So I have that I'm working on right now. And I do also have a ColourPop lip mask too. But these are my top favorite ones from Laneige as far as scents, but this is my number one favorite. And like I said before, I'm terrified if they discontinue this before I get a backup, but gosh, this is so dang good. It's last thing I'm going to show you in the lip liner or in the lip drawer is my lip liners. This one I keep forgetting about, honestly, but it's a Buxom lip liner. It's really pretty. It's like a My Lips But Better shade. And this side has like a little brush on it. My Wet n Wild Color Icon and Brandy Wine. I feel like that's kind of a staple. Yeah, like this purpley color. Really like that. NYX lip pencil, and this is the shade New Truffle. I'm actually currently panning a different shade in this style, but New Truffle is my perfect nude. I love this shade so much. Let's see. This is the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Cool BFF. I honestly kind of forgot I had this. Same thing with this one, the Essence 8-Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner. This actually has impeccable staying power. It's just not like my perfect shade. It's a little too pink for me. I wish it was a little bit more brown, but it has pretty good stay power. I know that right there just didn't prove it, but yeah. You can kind of see that orange stain still. And then I have this like little diffuser pencil. I actually use it quite a bit. It's from Sephora, but you can see how old this is because that is like a faded yellow. It used to be super white, but I actually do use that quite a bit when I use my lip pencils. And then I have the Makeup by Mario lip pencil, the Ultra Suede in Rich Mauve. This is my perfect color. That pinky brown color. It's like literally my lip color. It's fantastic. This was part of the birthday gift. It came with this little guy right here. This was my birthday gift from Sephora last year. This is Rosewood Glow in the Plumping Lip Serum. So they came as like a little kit. I'm not a fan of this formula, this Plumping Lip Serum formula, but this was super cute kit. I'm glad I got to experience it because now I'm a big fan of the Makeup by Mario lip liners. So I do look forward to purchasing more once I whittle down this collection a little bit. And then my favorite lip liners, as you can tell, because I have 4 of them, is the e.l.f. Cream Glide lip liners. Something I'm really happy that they finally did is put the names of the pencil on the pencil instead of this little tiny cap. That is so ridiculous. But this one is Red Receipt. I don't use this one often because I don't wear a red lip often. It's usually just around the holidays. This one, and see, you can see they've now added it on there, is Spill the Tea. That's a really pretty color. This is one that's on the lid, Truth or Bear. And then this one, another one on the lid, Baddest Beige. But I really like these. These glide on really nice. They're really creamy, just like the name suggests. But these are my favorite of the lip liners, with Mario being a pretty close second. But I like that these are so affordable. But that's all I'm going to show you out of my lip collection because it's just so much. Okay, so real quick, I almost forgot to show you my everyday makeup bag. Here is what I put it in because I actually do my makeup not necessarily at this desk. I will sometimes do it at my work desk before I clock in because I'm just lazy like that. So I just put everything in here that I use. So I'll just quickly show you what's in here. These are my only highlighters. I have the ABH Glow Seeker highlighter in Sun Idol, which I'm desperately trying to find pan on because it's just driving me bonkers that I have been using this for like a year and a half and have not hit pan on it yet. And then my newest one from NARS. This is the shade Eros. I am loving this one so much. Sorry, I got you. There we go. But this is the NARS and Eros, and I just love this one so much. Let's see. Sorry, I have eyeliner or lip liner still there. Here are the other 2 Tower 28 blushes. Now, everything in this makeup bag is what I'm currently using for the month. Like I said, it just kind of helps me from preventing going in my drawers and trading out my Project Pan stuff. And also just convenient at my work desk. But these are the other 2. This is the Tower 28 Poppy. This was their winter collab, and it's in Cranberry Fizz. Boy, she's pigmented. Let me tell you, she is hard to work with, if I'm telling the truth. I don't think she was meant for my skin tone. I think she was meant for deeper skin tones, but she is really beautiful. She's a warm red. I have to have warm reds, otherwise they turn purple on me. So I'm just really grateful to have an actual true warm red in my collection. And then also, same thing with this. This is described as a warm hot pink. If it's not a warm pink and it's a blue-based pink, again, it turns purple, it turns berry, it turns ashy. It doesn't quite look right. This is Felice Fresca, and it is in fact a warm pink. It definitely looks baby doll pink on my skin type and tone, but it's really lovely for like cooler tone looks, pink eyeshadow looks. I'm really excited to use this during the month of February, but these are the ones I'm currently actually using. This is the ColourPop Tearing Up My Heart. This has been discontinued. This was part of the Garden Variety collection. I just don't want to blind everybody, but I'm working on this one. This is my setting blush right now, the setting powder blush, but I'd like to see me hit pan on this as well. So I'm kind of inadvertently making this a project pan. And then this one, I actually just hit pan on this morning. I am not using the highlight or the blush in this palette. I'm just not a fan of those products, so I'm not counting them as part of my collection. So I'm strictly just focusing on the bronzer, and I don't know if you can see that little baby pan right there. I'm super excited. You can see the grid, the base of it through the product. But yeah, I just hit pan on that this morning. I'm super duper excited. I want to try and finish this up. Also, the component's broken. I want to finish this so that I can move on from this right here. My powder puff. This is my finishing powder right now. Like I said, mainly just for dewy, really overly dewy skincare days or overly dewy foundations. This just helps bring that tackiness down. So this one, you guys saw me mark this as a declutter. So I did declutter because I did think it was empty, but I went to like test it, like color match it, and there's still products coming out of it. So I had to bring it back in. I'm pretty disappointed that I had to bring that back in. I feel kind of dumb that I called it empty and it actually wasn't. I don't know if like maybe my doe foot dried out because I didn't seal it all the way or something, but there's still product coming out. So it has been brought back into my collection. So I have to go fix my documentation indicating that this is empty. It's not, and I kind of feel like a fool, but it's back in there. And I am panning this like crazy. This is another one I'm panning. This is the Tower 28 Serum Concealer. You can see some windowing in there. Shouldn't be too much longer. I seriously underestimated how much product is in this because I've been trying to pan this one as well, and she just keeps going. These two, I swear, they just don't die, which I guess is a good thing. This one's in there for just days where I don't want to use my project pan. Foundation, I really like this one. It's also a perfect skin tone match. It's the shade 04. It's Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Skin Tint Stick. This is the one I'm currently panning. Guys, I don't have much of this left. I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing. And it's just air when I'm pumping it out. I thought this would make it to the end of January. I don't think it will. I'm thinking a week tops. We'll see. I do like this product. I'm just ready to try something and focus on something else new. This one is also almost done. You can see the little applicator here on the inside is all the way up here. So I'd say maybe 2 weeks with this, maybe a little less. So I do keep this color corrector palette in there for blemishes, breakouts, and sometimes I don't want to use actual concealer. So I will use this shade down here as my under eye concealer, and it works fantastic. I also used yellow to correct any of the greenness in my under eyes. The purple, sometimes I will use it on my eyelids if I'm using a really like vibrant eyeshadow to kind of neutralize my lid. I don't really have issues with redness, so I don't use the green very often. And I might turn that into a cream bronzer. I haven't quite decided yet. It's really pigmented and kind of hard to blend out, so I don't know how that would go. But I do have that in there. Let's see. My eyelash curler, and I know I have 2 mascaras. So these are the only other 2 mascaras I have active right now. This is the e.l.f. Lash Extender, which I didn't like this at first. It was just okay. But now that it's dried out quite a bit, I'm really enjoying this. And then, of course, the Essence Lash Princess Curl and Volume Mascara. I've purchased several of these over the years. I do like this one a whole lot. This is my cream bronzer in my makeup bag for the month, the Too Faced. Oh boy, what's this one called? Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick, and I have the shade Chocolate Mousse. It's a cooler tone, but I still wouldn't call it a contour, but it's not bronzing, like it's not overly warm, but it is what I am using right now. I went to actually like pump this up all the way so I could measure it, so I could keep track of it for the month, but unfortunately it's broken at the base and fell out, so I won't be doing that again. So I'm not sure how to track progress on this one, but I am liking this. I feel like it's having trouble focusing. I'm sorry. I'm going to pull the bag out of the way so that it can actually focus. This is one of the eye primers that I have going on. This is the Morphe. Oop, sorry, I'm bumping my camera. Solo Artist. It looks like I have a pan in there. That's actually not me. I didn't get that pan. I didn't earn that pan. The product itself is separating in the middle, like shrinking away. So I'm afraid it's drying out. We'll see how it goes. It's still performing fine. It's still working fine. You can see I've made a good dent like in it, but that actual pan in there is not from me. It's from the product like shriveling away from itself. And then the other primer that I have, and I almost will always have, is my Ulta Matte Eye Primer. This is the older packaging because I've had this one for a while. This is my all-time favorite currently. This is one I pulled out of a declutter. This is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush because I just don't have a cream blush in this color. And so I brought it back out to test and reuse it to see if I did want to keep it in the declutter, and I brought it back. So I'm working on that. The other blush that I'm so excited and working on is my Milani Cheek Kiss in the shade Nude Kiss 110. And I'm just expanding this pan. That is so exciting to me. Like you can actually see the ring on it now. So I'm just going to keep working at this one. I'm really enjoying and really liking it. And then just some miscellaneous products. I'm not going to pull them all out for you, but just a couple more color correctors in here, brow products, primers, lip liner, and then some of the lip products that I have on my desk. Let me just pull these out right here. These are ones I have on my desk that I'm working on. Oh, here is that NYX lip pencil in the shade Natural. Look how tiny she is. I'm working through her. And then these are the lip products that I have on my desk. I kind of like cycle through right now. And then of course I have my focus lip that I also keep on my desk, which is the Bare Minerals. And it is the shade Sincerity, and it's the lip gloss balm, but there's windowing in that one. So I do want to try and finish this, but that is what's in my makeup bag. And so now I'm going to put all this away and do the palettes next. So I will be back. Okay, so please don't hate me. This is actually a complete refilm of the original video. I think my original video was just so long. I can't get it to upload. I've had a couple people look at it. It just keeps airing out at the halfway mark. So I'm going to actually split this into 2 videos. I will only upload them like a day apart. But that is my full makeup collection outside of my palettes. So I'm going to do a separate video for my palettes. Again, I'm so sorry to do that, but I just, like I said, this is a refilm and I just can't get it to upload otherwise. So please come back tomorrow for my full palette collection. Love you. See you later.